Nobody ever warns you what happens when the worst part of marriage actually shows up. They sell you this fantasy about love being enough, about standing by each other through anything. But the truth is uglier. Love doesn't pay bills. Love doesn't keep kids in their sports or food on the table. And I learned the hard way that once the foundation cracks, feelings don't survive. My name is Danielle. I'm 34, and I stopped loving my husband the day he stopped being the man I thought I married. Now he's divorcing me, leaving me with 3 kids, and somehow everyone acts like I'm the villain in this story. Ryan and I married young. He was ambitious, smart, and hardworking, the kind of man who made promises and actually kept them. He built a career in finance that let us live comfortably, more than comfortably. We had a nice house, 2 cars, vacations, private lessons for the kids. I stayed home, raised our children, and for years I thought we were unshakable. Ryan wasn't just a provider, he was present. He played with the kids, helped with homework, made me laugh even after long work days. I thought I'd hit the jackpot. Then last spring he came home with a look on his face I'll never forget. He'd been laid off. Just like that, the career he built and the life we lived disappeared. At first I told him it would be okay, that he'd find something better soon. But inside, I was terrified. Everything we had rested on him. I hadn't worked in almost a decade. I had no backup plan. Weeks dragged into months, and nothing changed. He sent resumes, sat through interviews, got rejection after rejection. Every no chipped away at him until he barely resembled the confident man I once knew. He hunched over his laptop all day, waiting for phone calls that never came, walking around defeated. And instead of pity, I felt resentment building inside me. I started pulling back. At first, I told myself it was temporary. I was just stressed. But resentment is like rust. Once it starts, it spreads everywhere. I stopped making his lunches. I stopped kissing him goodbye. I stopped wanting him in bed. When he asked what was wrong, I lied and said I was tired. The truth was worse. I couldn't love a man who couldn't provide. I couldn't respect the version of him sitting around, looking hopeless. The kids noticed before he did. My oldest, Mason, asked why I was being mean to Dad, and I didn't know how to explain that the man they looked up to wasn't the same man I'd married, that their father's weakness was making me colder every day. The breaking point came on his birthday. I forgot. Completely. The kids forgot too, and when he quietly asked if anyone remembered, instead of feeling guilty, I snapped. I told him I couldn't celebrate when he had failed us, when he had failed me. His eyes filled with tears, and instead of softening, I hardened. That night he told me he wanted a divorce. No yelling, no bargaining, just a simple, final sentence. I want a divorce. He packed a bag and left. Now I'm alone in this house with 3 kids, trying to figure out how to stretch money I don't have. I've been looking for work, but the jobs I qualify for barely cover childcare. The ones that pay better want experience I lost years ago. Every day feels like survival mode, and I hate that I don't even recognize my own life anymore. Meanwhile, Ryan is thriving. That's the part that cuts deepest. He got a new apartment, a new job, one that pays even more than the old one, and somehow rebuilt himself while I'm still stuck in the wreckage. The kids come home from weekends with him glowing, talking about how happy he is, how much fun they have, even about the new woman he's dating. Some divorced coworker who understands him. They say she's nice. They like her. And I hate how fast he managed to move on. People tell me I should have been more supportive, that marriage is about sticking through the bad times. But where was my support? I gave years of my life raising kids, building a home, keeping everything together so he could chase his career. And when that career collapsed, I was supposed to pretend it didn't matter? I was supposed to fake attraction to a man who couldn't provide? I know I sound cold. I know some people will call me selfish or heartless, but I don't think it's wrong to want stability, to expect strength from the man I married. I didn't stop loving Ryan in one moment. It was gradual, a slow death of respect and desire until nothing was left. Now he's out there with his shiny new life, while I'm left with bills, custody schedules, and children asking questions I can't answer. Mason asked me why I stopped being nice to Dad, and I didn't know how to explain that sometimes love dies when reality becomes too heavy to carry. So yes, I stopped loving my husband after he lost his job, and now he's divorcing me, leaving me to pick up the pieces. Maybe that makes me the villain. But I won't apologize for having expectations, because love isn't unconditional, not when survival is at stake.